Welcome to Film Tale Echoes. In a world where every act of hatred leaves a mark, the energy we send out often finds its way back to us. When we try to harm others out of anger or jealousy, sometimes the curse we create returns, stronger, darker, and more terrifying than we ever imagined. The story begins with Aida washing clothes alone in a dim washroom when a chilling presence forms behind her. As she turns, Ita's scream fills the air, and when her friends rush to help, they find her standing motionless, her eyes empty, her face pale, her soul seemingly gone. 2 days earlier, Ita had been talking with her childhood friend, Maya. Maya was planning a hiking trip with her family and invited Ita to join. Ita hesitated, unsure if her mother would allow it, but she was tempted by the adventure. While they spoke, Ita ran her hand through her hair and was alarmed to see strands falling out in clumps. The next day, Maya visited Ita's mother and, after much convincing, received permission for Ita to come. As Maya left, she saw a dark shadow with glowing red eyes standing behind Ita. She froze in fear, but Ita saw nothing, unaware that something sinister had already attached itself to her. That night, the group reached Mount Gede and decided to stay at a small guest house before starting the climb. As everyone prepared for bed, Ita suddenly suffered severe stomach pain. Her period had begun. Maya suggested returning home, but Ita refused. She had fought hard to come, and she didn't want to lose her one chance to experience the mountain. Later that night, Ita went to the washroom to clean her clothes, where she met the terrifying figure. The same scene from the beginning. After some time, she trembled and described what she saw. A tall, thin woman with ghostly skin, white hair, and glowing red eyes. Fear spread among the group, but Maya insisted they stay together. By morning, Aida seemed perfectly fine, cheerful as if nothing had happened. The group, relieved, began their hike. The forest was alive with mist and beauty, but an uneasy feeling lingered. Meanwhile, at Ita's home, her mother found clumps of hair and blood-stained tissues in her room. Concerned, she told her husband, but he dismissed it, saying they'd take Ita to a doctor when she got back. Back on the trail, Ita's strength suddenly faded. Her breathing became harsh and her eyes rolled strangely. The others panicked, but when Maya called her name softly, Ita came back to normal. Later, when they rested near a calm mountain lake, Ita wandered away quietly. Maya followed and froze in horror. Her friend's hands had turned black, her nails long like claws, and her eyes glowed pale and dead. Ita grabbed Maya's neck with inhuman strength. The others arrived and dragged Ita away, while Maya remained trembling at the sight no one else could see. She saw a woman standing in the middle of the lake, tall, dressed in white, hair flowing like smoke, with eyes burning red. They revived Ita, but she claimed she remembered nothing. When Maya said she might be possessed, Ita laughed in a strange, mocking tone that sent chills through everyone. The group argued about ending the hike, but Ita grew furious and refused to stop. Her determination felt unnatural, almost forced, but no one dared oppose her. They had no idea the true danger was only beginning, because the mountain spirit was not done with her yet. As the group continued their climb, an uneasy silence settled around them. Soon, faint footsteps began echoing through the fog-covered trail. Then came the eerie sound of a child's laughter, echoing from every direction. Panic spread among the group while Maya caught a glimpse of a shadow slipping through the trees. Trying to calm herself, she forced her steps to continue. A short distance ahead, they saw an old man standing motionless in the middle of the path. As they drew closer, a deafening sound tore through the air, so powerful it made their ears ring and heads spin. The group collapsed, losing consciousness. When they woke, the man was gone, and the forest was silent again. Fear began to turn into blame. Some of the boys whispered that Etha's period had brought dark energy with her. Etha's face hardened with anger, but she said nothing. Moments later, her body suddenly stiffened. Wrinkles formed across her forehead, her lips turned pale, and a strange, crooked smile stretched across her face. Her friends froze in horror as she began to laugh. A cold, echoing sound that didn't seem human. When one of them tried to speak, Etha's body jerked violently, her eyes blazing red. The spirit had completely taken over. Her voice, deep and filled with rage, declared that the mountain belonged to her. Then she left into the mist, shouting that she would reach the top and destroy anyone who tried to stop her. The group stood paralyzed, and in the distance, Maya saw the old witch's figure watching them. No one else could see it. That was when Maya realized she had been seeing what others could not: the spirit world itself. She had always carried this strange gift, a sight that others were blind to. Desperate to save Etha, Maya convinced the others to follow. They caught up with her and pleaded for her to turn back. Etha broke down in tears, saying she only wanted to complete the hike. It was her dream, the memory she had always wanted to create. Seeing her sincerity, Maya persuaded the group to keep climbing together. As they neared the peak, Etha's strength faded, yet she refused to stop. The wind howled through the dark forest as they finally reached the top of Mount Gede. That night, while the group rested, Etha began trembling violently. Her body twisted, her cries echoing through the night. In panic, they rushed downhill for help and met a local man who agreed to come. He began chanting strange prayers beside Etha, and the air grew heavy as the spirit inside her fought back. Etha's veins turned blue, her eyes rolled black, and her limbs bent unnaturally. With one final chant, the man forced the spirit to leave her body. Etha fell still, breathing softly, her face peaceful again. For a moment, it felt as though everything was finally over. But miles away, Etha's mother prayed at home, feeling something cold watching her. She turned, but no one was there. Back at the camp, Maya awoke in the middle of the night from a terrible dream where Etha's face had turned into that same demonic figure. Relieved it was only a nightmare, she turned toward Etha's bed, only to find it empty. Rushing outside, she saw Etha standing near the edge of the campsite, staring into the darkness. When Etha turned, her face was twisted once more, half human, half spirit. Maya slapped her, and Etha blinked back into herself, confused and trembling. At dawn, the group prepared to leave the mountain, but Etha stayed behind, standing silently near a large stone. When Maya found her, Etha whispered that she didn't want to go, that the mountain felt like home, that she had never felt such peace before. As she stared at the stone, her lips began moving again, softly murmuring strange words that didn't belong to her own voice. The wind howled through the mist, and Maya realized with a sinking heart that the spirit was still there, waiting to claim her once more. When the group finally left the mountain, Etha seemed quiet but calm. Maya thought her strange words about the mountain were just emotional talk, so she stayed silent. The car ride home was peaceful, and by evening, they reached the city. Maya's brother dropped Etha off at her house, but instead of greeting her mom, Etha walked straight inside, her face blank and cold. Her mother found her behavior odd, but said nothing. That night, everything changed. Etha's body began shaking violently, and a chilling laugh echoed through the house. Terrified, her mother called for help. A priest came and prayed, but his words had no effect. In desperation, her parents rushed her to the hospital. Doctors ran tests, but none could explain her strange condition. When Maya and her brother visited, Etha's father exploded in anger. He accused Maya of causing all this, of taking Etha on that cursed trip and ruining their family. He threatened to call the police if she didn't fix it. Maya was crushed. Though none of it was her fault, she couldn't stop blaming herself. Days passed and Etha remained in the hospital. One night, she woke screaming, her eyes fixed on the ceiling. She saw the same old witch with glowing red eyes staring back at her. By morning, she was weak and trembling when Maya arrived with breakfast. Etha whispered that the spirit wouldn't leave her alone, that it followed her everywhere. Maya stayed by her side, trying to comfort her, but deep down she believed Etha's mind had simply broken under fear. Later, she even told her friends about Etha's condition. The next day, Maya and her friends go to the hospital to meet Etha. While they spoke, Etha suddenly froze and stared at the doorway, her face pale with terror. She whispered that the witch was there again. No one else saw anything. That day, Etha's condition worsened. Her body shook violently, her breath grew shallow, and in one terrifying instant, she coughed up blood before collapsing lifeless. The news spread quickly. Etha's sudden death left her family and friends shattered. For Maya, the grief was unbearable, made worse by the constant blame from Etha's father. Night after night, Maya dreamed of Etha. One night, a forgotten memory resurfaced. Maya remembered Etha's father giving her a small wrapped bundle before their hike, asking her to throw it into the mountain lake. Etha had done so without question. The same lake where Maya had seen the spirit for the first time. The truth struck her like lightning. The curse had begun there. The next morning, Maya ran to Etha's mother and told her everything. Horrified, Etha's mother confronted her husband. For years, he had kept one room in their house locked. That day, she forced it open and found him performing a strange ritual inside. He was practicing black magic. Everything became clear. His business had been failing and he believed a rival had cursed him. Desperate, he turned to an occultist who gave him a cursed doll, instructing him to dispose of it far away. When he learned Etha was going to the mountains, he secretly gave the doll to her, never realizing the danger. By throwing it into the lake, Etha had unknowingly unleashed the spirit upon herself. From the moment her father began those rituals, Etha's body had started breaking down, her hair falling, her energy fading. Each curse he cast to harm his rival had instead hurt his own daughter. When the truth came out, Etha's mother collapsed in grief, calling him a murderer. Her father wept, admitting his greed and ignorance had destroyed everything he loved. Time passed. To honor Etha's memory, her friends returned once more to the same mountain. There, Maya saw her best friend's shadow near the lake, smiling softly before fading into the mist. She knew then that Etha's soul was still there, peaceful but watching. And so the story ends where it began, in the silence of the mountains, where the curse was born and where a friendship bound by tragedy would never truly fade.